Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I'm going to talk to you about the comparison between the Fanstoys Hydra, the DX9's Hanzo, and multiple reasons. Number one, because I've not seen anybody do this. Number two, because these are the two best G1 6-shot options out there on the third-party market that fit in the masterpiece scale. And of course, it's going to be a lot of fun, so let's get right into it. Now, first of all, I want to discuss the way they're shipped. Now, Fanstoys is actually shipped with the wheels out, and I don't like that. That's a personal preference thing. But this Hydra was shipped like this, with the wheels to the back, and that looks okay too. But it's funny because they actually all show them wheels out, just like laces out, wheels out. Before we get into the figures, let's look at the boxes. Now, the boxes are distinctly different, like ridiculously different. The Fanstoys one mimics more of the Masterpiece Takara, and then DX9 follows their own. The feeling I get when I look at a DX9 box is like I've gone to the circus. It's kind of like a circus box, and I don't get it, but it's their style, and I've grown used to it. Just like the DX9's Tyrant Galvatron, that thing was weird. It is what it is, right? So the back of the box also is really weird. It's just the inner dream, eternal hobby, DX9. Revenge is never a straight line. It's a forest, and like a forest, it's easy to lose your way, to get lost, to forget where you come in. Weird, huh? But this shows all 6 modes. Wait, they both show all 6 modes. And I'm going to tell you, we're not really going to look at the modes in person. And I don't think either of them have good modes. Like, do not have good modes at all whatsoever. The robot mode is the best on both of them. But I hear that the DX9's worse. But I don't really see that Fanstoys is much better. Okay, so in the comparison of these two, let's start at the very top. The very top would be the wings. As you can see here, they're straight, and this is a stylistic design versus tune accurate, toy accurate. Let's prove this. Toy accurate. Now, I know most of you guys probably put your you follow the instructions and you make it exactly parallel level. I don't like that look. I like to do it a little bit like this. It gives it more dimension. And, you know, that's my style, my take, and the way I look at it. But if you look at this and you look at this, they're more similar than Fanstoys. Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, Fanstoys lovers out there, no hating, please. Next thing, I actually do like putting... I just got this G1 6-shot. Believe it or not, it's weird when you're collecting something or you're looking for something, you find something similar. And this was a good deal. Like a 6-shot for $40 shipped is not a bad deal. G1. Anyway, that's why I'm including this one instead of my other ones that I used in the last video. But, so... I think this wins cartoon accuracy. This is more stylized. Down to the heads. I can't believe that neither one of these Fanstoys or DX9 painted their heads. That's insane. How did they not paint their heads? They got painted eyes and that's it. But if you look closer at the heads, you see that this is a little bit less prominent than this head. And I actually like the DX9's head better. I can't believe I'm saying this, but head sculpt is usually like Fanstoys' #1. They win. Fanstoys usually wins in the head sculpt department, but I like the DX9's one better. Wow. Next, we're going to get to the chest plates. Now, when I get to the accessories, we'll talk about the swappable chest plates, which is only a Fanstoys thing. But with the chest plate, I mean, they're real similar. Like, this goes to the diagonal, this goes the other direction. that really doesn't bother me. Overall, the chest plates are similar. The biggest difference is Fanstoys. You can open it up and you can tuck away the little fins and clean it up even more. Like that, for me, that's a stylized issue. Like they picked that to be a style issue that they can do. And everybody complains about the clearance issues. Everybody complains. I've heard multiple complaints about Fanstoys Hydra that are not an issue with mine. Did you see me put those away? Did you see me having to like bend things? No, it worked perfect. I got a good copy, and if you can see it, the key is QC32 Inspector does a good job. Next point I want to make, aside from the chest, and I should have talked about with the heads, is the height. The height is almost exactly the same. I think Fanstoys has like a slight smidge. It's a smidge of measurement. But if you make them, if you really put them together, they look almost the exact same height. And it's impressive that you could have these two different companies making two completely different designs. Fanstoys did not copy any of DX9's. I'm sorry, I'm so used to Fanstoys copying X-Transbots because they want to be like X-Transbot. They did not copy DX9 at all. And they're the same height. It's impressive that, well, yeah, maybe you can do the Sunbow chart and all that stuff, but to get this freaking close and this close on G1, I'm impressed. And I really like that. So next we're going to get to the pelvis area. And I like the way the Fanstoys looks better. I mean, when you think about like the human structure, you think a Superman look or a powerful male being would have a prominent chest and a narrow waist. But a less narrow waist over here ends up being more cartoon accurate. Yes, more cartoon accurate. And slim-wise, they're about the same depth too. I mean, it's not like one is super slim and the other one is super fat. So it's not that big of a difference. And I want to, when it comes to this like torso look, I'm going to bring in the G1 again, the torso look. And there is not much of a waist to him. And I think that this is one of the figures that animation captured really close. And then looking over here at the Titans Returns, Power Prime, Titan Returns, whatever. This is my son's, and good job, Chris, for keeping all his weapons and accessories. But this one here actually shows closer to a tune accuracy, and it matches DX9. DX9 matches the tune accuracy better, and Fanstoys went with stylized look. So next I want to get into the lower legs, and anything below the waist. If you watch the Headmaster series, you see a whole lot more stuff, and this is based obviously color-wise, design-wise, closer to Headmasters. But I'm from the United States of America, and I only saw the season 4, which had him for like 30 seconds, and that's all I knew of him. And I got him, and I enjoyed him, and I'm going to talk to this. This G1 figure was probably my favorite figure for 6 months. And he was taller, bigger, more powerful, cooler, turned into a gun. I had a Megatron too, and Megatron turned into a gun. Well, Megatron was a piece of crap, and as a kid, I knew that. And as an adult, I still know that this is a better built and better designed figure than Megatron was, and for the G1 era. But getting into this figure here was super cool. And looking at the bottom legs, well, guess what? They match up to DX9 better. Because DX9, and I think that the DX9 really took the toy as an influence. Now, if you look at the DX9's lower legs, the side pieces are extremely muted to where they're exaggerated as a toy, and they're exaggerated on the Fanstoys. So, yes, there's multiple different influences there. And if you look at the very, very bottom legs, the feet, you have an ankle tilt. You have an extreme ankle tilt. But Fanstoys doesn't give you that same ankle tilt. Fanstoys gives you an ankle tilt with just the tip of the foot. And there's a hole in there, which I actually don't care about that hole. But, yeah, here we are. We got a strong competitor with Hanzo versus a Hydra, and it's not a clear winner in this, is it? So next I want to talk about accessories. DX9, Fanstoys. Fanstoys give you an extra chest to make it a little bit more cartoon accurate in a way, but I don't really think it's that much more cartoon accurate. And I'm okay with what's on it, and there's more detail on what's on it. You want to see that side by side? I mean, I already had a video about it, but so the swords on the Fanstoys are different. They have this magnetic connection, and we've talked about that. But then you can turn it into, connect it and make this one giant dual saber. I mean, I didn't think Six Shot was Darth Maul, so I'm not really too worried about it. But I think it's cool. I mean, I just think when third-party companies come up with something new and something cool, something unexpected, I like that. Now the guns, there's two of these, obviously, because they connect to both the wings. And they both have the 5mm ports, I believe. I believe that's 5mm. And I think they're swappable. I mean, I've looked at this, and it looks swappable. And for that goes in the hand, and that goes for the gun. But then I think they do the same thing with the Fanstoys to do the same type deal. But anyway, they could probably put them both in there. DX9 has the glossy. I like that. I like this. If you're a G1 collector, you like this chrome. Chrome's where it's at, dude. And then the swords. Now, the swords for the DX9 Hanzo do not... I've got the paper. They used paper tape. I'm going to have to take that off through a very slow process of using some moisture and not scrubbing them so I don't scratch the chrome. That's the problem. But anyway, I like these swords. So that's where I'm getting at. And then they include 2 daggers, which I'm not exactly sure why or what's the point, but they got the same problem. I'll have to soak that off there. So in closing, which one's better? Which one is G1? Which one is stylized? I would still say go with Fanstoys Hydra because I like the way it looks better than DX9. And we didn't even talk about the knees. Yeah, he gets weak in the knees. His knees are, hear that, that's super strong. By the way, that's not going anywhere. And even with that, even with the weak knees, I probably just got a good copy. And so, I mean, it still falls down with some force, but I don't have any trouble posting it. Fanstoys looks better. DX9's more close to the animation model. And what more can I say? Fanstoys wins just in presentation. Just in the fact that it has paint and DX9 doesn't. Just in the fact that it doesn't have these wheels on the side. But, you know, if you have DX9's Hanzo and you're happy with it, you know, then you win. Tell you ever hang around.